Join me today as we take a look at some of the Colonel Muller miniatures. Now these are some 3D printed miniatures and they came in a fantastic box as well. But we won't look at the box there, let's take a look at the miniatures. So I'm going to fast forward it on and try and get as many of the miniatures out as I can. We probably won't look at every single one, but we'll take a good look at some of them to give you a real appreciation of how great these figures actually are. Now look at this guy running with his grenade. He looks absolutely fantastic. The detail is insane and it's chunky enough that you could scale it down to 172 or 20mm. Now the next guy looks like he's either dispatching someone or he's testing out his rifle. Again, looking very good indeed. These are part of a Kickstarter that is going to be focused around Stalingrad. Now this particular model is obviously prone. Look at the strap, it looks a little bit more realistic. It's sort of bent and not so tight. We've got a chap here, almost like an engineer with that like egg looking grenade, without a head that you can pick from the list that's here. This is an example of one of the heads that you can get here. Beautiful detail. And then moving on, we can see we've got a guy with an MG34. So you can tell these are again for Stalingrad, so sort of that early war period, just coming into the mid-war period. And then we've got a officer here again with a pair of binoculars with a strap that's sort of loose hanging, looking really fantastic. The detail is just top notch. 3D printing has come so bloody far and these Colonel Muller miniatures are just great. Then we've got an officer again firing a flare with an MP40 around his body. Even the facial expressions is just phenomenal. The detail on that MP40 is mind-blowing. Words can't describe how impressed I am with these figures. They're also including some tank commanders in this range. I'm not exactly sure who they're suitable for in terms of what manufacturer of models, but I will find that out and leave that in the comment section of this video when the time comes. Then we've got a guy with an anti-tank grenade, launching it or lobbing it as far as he can. And then we've got a radio operator. So much detail, even on the radio, just insanely good, and they're an absolute joy to paint. And as I said, they're thick enough that you could scale them right down to the size that you want to use, which is an added bonus. Now we've got a guy actually arming his grenade. He's going to be pulling the string off his grenade there and just throwing it. So again, a really well done model by Colonel Muller. And then we've got an ammo bearer, probably for a prone MG34 or 42. He's just giving his ammunition to. I love the touch of the grenade in his boots in this particular figure. It's very like Airfix, sort of esky reminiscent, if that's the word. And then we've got a base. So this base is awesome. This base will accompany a sniper. So this sniper looks great. I think it's really well done. Not too crazy with like camouflage and stuff. Just a sort of normal looking German soldier, but with a scoped Kar 98. And then to top it all off, he sent me this cheeky bugger. Now this particular guy is obviously wounded. Again, another really nice touch and looks fantastic. But if you wanted a painted version, this is how he would come out. So I think, again, to paint, they're an absolute joy. I think he's come out absolutely great. I've made his chin look a little bit longer than it actually is. I think that's something on my painting end that I've done to achieve that. But the actual model is just superb. The detail is phenomenal and I absolutely love these prints. He's got an amazing printer, so hopefully you guys will have the same experience if you get these printed by a third party. And then we've got a Russian Warlord Games figure next to this German 3D printed figure, and they go hand in hand. They look almost identical, except the 3D print's got a bit more detail in it. Well, a lot more detail. So there you go. That's a really good and quick idea of what you're going to get from Colonel Muller miniatures. So keep an eye out for the Stalingrad Kickstarter that will be coming out very soon, and check out Colonel Muller's website if you get a free moment. Alright guys, thanks again for watching, and a huge thank you goes out to Colonel Muller for sending me these samples. Don't forget to leave me a comment below, and until then I will catch you at the next one.